sits on a smoke cloud, thinking out loud, trying to be strong.
Hey, good
Cries to her
afternoon.
song.
Good afternoon. How are you?
She is.
I'm well. I'm very well. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you for joining me today
No
to do this
problem.
interview.
Thanks for
You
having me.
know, yeah, I've read a lot about you and seen you here and there and everywhere. You're this multifaceted, actor, comedian, musician.
Yeah, I've been blessed. It's at the very least.
Excellent, excellent. Well, good for you.
Thank you.
You have a bruh right now,
Yes.
right? In rotation, right?
Yeah,
You
we
get
about
to work
to,
with Tyler Perry, and you know,
yeah, it was a
tell me a
blessing,
little bit
man.
about that.
Oh, well, first of all, just the opportunity to work with Tyler Perry is a blessing. Just a man who's built an empire, just, and believing in his gift and the way he's navigated the journey. So to be able to work close with him, and he provided me my first starring opportunity in this show that represents Black men in a positive light. We don't often see that on television very frequently. So it was a pleasure to work with him. I'm actually going to get back into doing the second season in a few weeks. So
Yeah.
yeah, which is a blessing given all that's going on with the COVID and everything. So to be able to go and work and still be able to, bring some
Mhm.
laughter to the world through, television is dope. Man, it was just an awesome experience. My castmates and people I got to work
Yeah.
with, how cool they were. And, you kind of, I guess I made a new family, made new friends and so forth and so
Hmm.
for life for sure.
Hmm.
So it was
Hmm.
definitely a blessing.
So do you have just as much fun behind the scenes
Yeah,
as you
oh,
do in front?
definitely. We've been having some Zoom reads for the new season, and it's been just really fun. Because I feel like we're family, so it's cracking jokes and hearing everybody argue as their characters in real life it's really entertaining.
Now, what do you do to get ready to be your character? Your character's name is it Matt?
John,
John.
John,
What's the
yeah,
last?
Watts.
John Watts. John
Yeah.
Watts. I was reading about it. I honestly have not had the pleasure. I'm like, I never get a chance to watch TV. All I want to do on my days off is watch TV, and I haven't had a chance to watch that yet.
It's
So, what
okay.
do you do to get the character?
To get in character. Man, I just really embrace the moment. Like whatever the moment is. I mean, he's a African American man trying to find his way as being
Mhm.
the same. I kind of pulled from my own experience when I was trying to navigate life and find my way. So I just really pull from those real emotions and try to dial into where that character is emotionally, and
Mhm. Mhm.
is what I try to do and just embody that, really pull from true experiences and in the moments just react to that emotion
Right.
as it can be as natural and as authentic as possible.
Now, you were born in Chicago, yeah?
Born and raised South Side Chicago,
Yeah,
yes.
all right. I have not had the chance to go to Chicago. Tell me
Oh, you
from
missing
your
out.
lens. I know. I've been wanting to go for a long time too.
Where you from? You from the East Coast?
Yes, I'm from the East Coast. I'm from New York.
New
I was
York.
born out in Cali, but from New York. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
I haven't had a chance to go to
You
Chi-Town.
got a little bit of Chi-Town overdose in being in New York. It's a little less crowded, less aggressive.
Right,
But
right, right.
man, being from Chicago, what was the question? I'm sorry.
Tell me what it's like. What pieces of Chicago are always going to be with you? Because you're in LA now.
Yes,
Yes?
right now I'm
Yes.
physically in Chicago, but I live in LA. Yes.
Right. So what pieces of Chicago do you bring with you everywhere you go? Like, I mean, I know obviously your upbringing is going to have a big impact on how
Definitely.
you view the world. You know what I
Man,
mean? So
I
tell
bring
me about that.
I bring every piece of it.
Yeah.
The authenticity of where I'm from and how we carry ourselves, our grind, being from New York, being from the inner city like Chicago, there's a certain mentality that exists in that
Hmm.
city. And that's for sure
Hmm.
a big part of me. So as I move to Cali and I'm navigating my industry, I'm going after it. I'm not taking no for an answer. I'm not quitting. You know what I mean? That aggressive, that
Right.
assertive nature that exists here in Chicago, like definitely taking that with me. Sometimes that temper, you know what I mean?
Well, that's necessary. That's necessary, especially in the industry. You got to have a little bit of oomph,
Yeah,
to say the
yeah.
least.
you know, trying to be very wise and when allow that to take place and not. But yeah, all of that is a part of me that I've taken with me and part of my life, and definitely have sculptured who I am today. So very proud and very grateful from where I'm from. And you know, I argue with New York. You're from Cali, but I argue with New Yorkers all the time. Like, where's the best place? But you know, everybody biased from where they from. If that's your home.
You know, don't get. I'm from. I was born in Cali, but I was raised in New York, though. You know.
Okay, so you're a New Yorker. Respect.
Yeah, I'm a New Yorker. I'm like an hour and some change north. No place that you'd even know because nobody remembers the name on the map.
Tell me.
No.
Why you don't know what I know? Tell me.
I'm from a little place called Poughkeepsie, which is about an hour.
Why have I heard of it before?
You've heard of that?
Yes, I promise you I have. I have.
Okay.
See?
So yeah, you know, we just take the metro down and go, you know, and hang out down there. And it's always been like that, you know, back and forth to the boroughs and, you know, handling business. But, you know, I wanted to ask you a question though. When did you first realize that you wanted to do comedy? I mean, that's tough. Comedy's tough.
People say
you're funny. I did check you out. You're funny.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. People say it's tough, and it can be a challenge. But I think when you find out you have a gift at it, it's not as tough. Obviously, it's tough to navigate the industry when you're pursuing it to be your career in your life, and you want to make it to be successful. All the challenges that comes with that. But first of all, I always loved to laugh. I always loved comedy. I never knew as a youngster I would do it. Some guys suggested, because I would make them laugh all the time, to do some comedy for this church concert. And I was like, okay, kind of like, you know, it's something I had thought about when I was turning, you know, becoming a teenager, but I just never knew how to navigate it. So when the opportunity was presented to try it, I jumped on it. And as a teenager, I did. I got a standing ovation, and I was like, man, this is what I want to do. And I've been doing it.
And it took off from there.
Yes.
And it took off from there. Wow. Now, from what I understand, you know, you created your own lane. How did you do that? Like, I heard, you know, social media, you know, you were able to build and build. You know, what would you say to an aspiring artist or comedian that is trying to get into the industry? Like, what kind of advice would you give them? What did you do? Like, how did you use the social media to your benefit to create your own lane? Because that's huge. Like, you're independent, right?
Yes, I guess I am.
That's beautiful.
I'm still building. I appreciate that. It's a constant building thing, though. It's not like I've arrived. You know, I'm a late bloomer when it comes to social media. Prior to social media, I was just really building my craft. I was really on stage, really perfecting my stand-up, coming from all around, going to New York, getting on stage, going around the country, taking every opportunity to really work on my craft to be in a position. And then my friend, whose name is Big Jai, he's a very funny writer, and so he had started already doing the social media. I was doing short films because I wanted to be a movie. I want to be in movies. I want to be a movie star. So I started creating my own movies, allowing him and I to kind of collaborate, brought him in to direct. So he started to do the social media thing. And
somebody said you're amazing.
Thank you, honey. That's my boy. That's my bro. My hooping bro, man. He's from Chicago too. He was started to bloom on social media, and I start to see like, man, I need to navigate that world. Like, I'm funny, but a lot of people are getting opportunities via social media, and they're getting a call, you know, Issa Rae, YouTube, building her brand. So I remember. I started to look into that. So anyway, I collaborated with some people I thought that was my quality of funny, I would say. And we did a sketch that blew up, went crazy. And it's called The Whole Crew Is Stupid. And from that, I was still just building my own, you know what I mean? But shout out to Ja, his name is Big Ja, who's really just, you know, we was collaborating early on, but he gave me a look to collaborate with him on the social media tip. And I've been building ever since, but I'm so far behind, but I have so much to do on that. But thank you. Yes. My advice to aspiring actors or comedians would be definitely to utilize the social media tool, because this is giving new creators the power to reach millions. Back in the day, if you wanted to be an actor or comedian or a singer or whatever, You had to go through the powers that be that had the money and the resources to give you the promotions to put you out there. Right now, today, you can feel like you want to be a comedian. You can turn on your phone, press record, and now the world gets to see your brilliance. So I would just encourage anybody who's aspiring to do it to utilize those tools and to start to build your following, your fans. And you don't need somebody to tell you you're funny enough, you're talented enough, you're good enough. You can let the world tell you and go from there. And not that they will even need to tell you that, but you can just build your audience yourself. If you believe in what you... Yes.
Is what you're saying.
Yes, the world can be very cruel. You can be very talented, and they can still, just hate. You got people out there that's just unhappy in life, and they just want to sit there and be
miserable.
Yes.
So now, you also are a musician. You're you play piano.
I do play piano. I just got off my piano in the other room.
Oh, you think maybe if you're up for it, before we end this interview,
I would love to
play a little bit?
Definitely.
Ooh, love it. Love it. So I know that you have 2 studio albums that you completed, correct?
I did do 2 studio albums. One was inspired, went through custody situation with my son, my baby son. It was called Dive In, and the second one is the one I just released in April. It's called Conquer Goliath. Yes.
Now, Conquered Goliath. Wow. We all know who Goliath is, but explain.
Man, well, Conquer Goliath was inspired by what I think we all go through, in regardless to what we do, is conquering our fears. Goliath obviously stands for those things that you're afraid of. It's sometimes not an individual. It's a.
Who were you afraid of?
Who am I afraid
of? What were you?
I'm not.
Well, what were you afraid of?
I was afraid of failing. I was afraid of not making it. I was afraid of what people would say and think of me if I did the thing I felt insecure about. After you do
That's right. Available on all digital platforms. That's right.
You said
let them know.
Yes, it is. That's my manager. Shout out to my manager, Tanya.
That's right.
But yeah, no, truthfully, I was afraid. And being a comic, you're afraid of not doing well in anything that you do. When you kind of step out to try to do it, you're afraid that you might not be good. People might not receive you. People might not cheer you on. Even with my music, I am a big fan of, I'm a musician, but I love singers. I love great singers. And even I can sing, but I don't think I'm as great as some singers I like and admire. I admire like Tank vocally, you know what I mean? Or Jasmine Sullivan.
Oh my gosh, I was just listening to her yesterday.
You know what I mean? Like, these are vocal monsters of our time. And so for me, I am not as vocally talented. I can sing for sure. So me stepping out to say, I'm going to do an album, I'm going to sing. Because I'm not even I didn't consider myself an artist until I saw Guava Island by Childish Gambino, Donald Glover, and to see his quirkiness and to see that he was very unique in his style. So to know that sometimes what you want to do doesn't look like something you've seen or thought that it needs to look like this before. Yeah, it's uniquely you, and sometimes you got to approach that thing the way you would do it, and that's what makes you unique and special. And so Conquering Goliath was an album that was about conquering your fears, chasing your dreams, not being afraid of those dreams you have, to go after it, not settling and playing it safe and okay, I'm just gonna work this 9 to 5 because I know, going on a limb and just saying, you know what, I'm going to try to find my purpose and what makes me happy, and I'm gonna go after that. So that's what that album was inspired by.
Oh, that's amazing. That sounds like it was very cathartic for you, and you were able to evolve, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You peel back the layers and grow. That's what it sounds like. That's what I'm hearing right now as I hear you speak.
It was that for sure. Even when I listen to it, for me, I've learned that when it moves me, it's meaningful. The songs that move me, seeing people to connect with it.
Thank you. Kitsune? I'm sorry, somebody just said hello. Hi.
Hey.
Hi. We're gonna get. I'm gonna ask them if they have any questions for you, but that'll be a little bit later.
Yes.
Um, wow. So you have a son. You said now you have one
Yes.
son.
I have 3 kids.
Okay, you have three.
Yes, I
Okay.
have grown kids. They're in college. Once my son go to Morehouse, my
You
daughter
don't
goes
even look
to.
old enough.
I
You don't
know.
even look old enough to have kids in college.
I know. I know. It's sad. I did it early, but I have twins and I have a baby son that's 10. He's not a baby. He's 10. Who's named after me. He is still my baby son. Yeah, they're running around. So yes, he's a great inspiration to um, to just I want to set the bar high for my children. Go ahead.
Yeah, of course. I was going to ask you how has that been? I know it's already tough being a parent. It's already tough being in the industry.
Yeah.
I mean,
How do you balance
I'm
it?
sure there are times where you have to balance the two, and you know what I mean? And like, I'm sure there are times where, you kind of have to like push your kids away so that you can focus on what it is that you need to do. I mean, I know that from my own personal experience is how tough that is.
Yes.
But you are way more established than I am, and you know what I mean? You got your hands in a lot more pots than I do. So I can't even imagine what it is that you've had to go through to get here.
Well,
How did you find that strength that's in your spirit? You know what I'm saying?
yeah, it's just in my opinion. It's just, and yes, it is a season 2 coming for Bruh. The second half, quit
Yeah.
asking questions. The second half of Bruh will be coming in September, and then season 2 will be coming next year. To answer that question, I think that's a great question. Um, Prioritizing is really important, and understanding your goals for me is what I believe helped me to balance or to navigate children versus career, because I
Mhm.
understand that my career is affording my children a better life,
Yes.
and
Yes.
some of the results have come in to be exactly that.
Yep.
So it's really came down to prioritizing. My children are very important, but I need to provide for them. So trying to balance and knowing that my time with my kids are important. When I say I'm gonna spend time, putting my phone down, spending time, really trying
Yeah.
to, you know what I mean? Trying to balance, like, okay, I'm with you, work is done. Okay. Like literally putting work and really giving you my energy and my attention and doing things
Hmm.
with them, like, watching movies and
Yep.
let's do this, let's do that. Really trying to spend quality time, get to know who they are, get to know where they are in life, what do they want to do, what's inspiring to them, where their mindset is. Um,
Hmm. That's
just
it.
really, yeah, just really trying to dig in to really get to know them. Because as I've learned with my older children, as they evolve, you don't know who they are. Like if you don't spend time with them, you start to lose who they
They all
are.
like they grow up in like a week if you don't see them.
Exactly. In a week, they be a whole nother person. Like, oh, you don't like that no more.
Yeah.
That's not your favorite artist. Oh, that's you don't do this stuff.
Oh.
Oh, that was just last week. No, Dad, that's old news. We passed that. You're like, really? We was okay. But so learning to manage that time, I really think, and seeing what's important, understanding that spending time, not just giving money or having things, is really spending time, really learning what they like, trying to do things with them that they like. You know what I mean?
Especially
And
the
that's what
pace,
I'm
the pace,
learning.
the pace of the world too, the way it moves so quickly and everything that we have going on. I mean, how are you handling COVID? How, like, as far as like your inner world, like, how's that
Yeah,
going
it's
with the
going good
kids
for
not
me.
being able to go anywhere?
Yeah,
Really?
that. Yeah, obviously, I'm having the same struggles that most people have, just living in this box. You know what I mean? But trying to focus on what I can control is really important to
Mhm.
me. Something I apply to my career, my life. I try to give my energy to the things that I can control. I don't focus on the things I can't control, and it really keeps me in better spirits. It really,
Mm.
not that I don't have my moments, as we all do, but
We're
it
human.
it doesn't allow me to stay there. So when people ask me how I'm dealing with it, I'm not focused on the thing I can't control. I'm not walking
Right.
around in fear. I can't control how I can do the proper things, but I'm trying to stay focused on my goals, trying,
Hmm.
all the things that was priority to me, that they're still priority, and how can I go after those things? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
If it's something I can't control, then okay, I sit that on the shelf and I'll focus
Right.
something else. Because I tell
Right.
people, perspective really is the main thing that affects your feelings. I always talk about
Yeah.
the cup being half full or half empty. It's the way you look at it that then affects how you feel about it. So that's life. You know what I mean? Like if you look at,
Yeah.
man, this is so bad, and, da, 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 and that's your perspective, then
It's gonna be better.
your emotions going to follow. But if you're like,
Yeah.
man, I got some more time to spend with my family, I can focus on something I ain't took care of, I can do this. COVID's a blessing now. You know what I mean? Like, whereas
Yep.
for somebody else, COVID is like the worst thing ever. And it's
Ever.
both people have the same situation. It's their perspective that has affected their emotions. So that's what I've done. So when you ask me, it's no sad story. I've been enjoying it. I've been focusing on the things I can control. I've been dialing in on becoming more organized and,
Mm-hmm.
focusing in on every aspect of what I'm trying to do.
And it shows. It shows. I mean, like I said, you have your album just dropped. I mean, you have so many things going on, and I know it didn't happen overnight.
No,
I know
I've been doing this for 18 years. No, it did not happen overnight.
that's what I mean. And you stay positive. And what's your sign? You seem sunny. What sign are you? You're all like,
I'm
you know what I
always
mean?
a
You're like,
sign. I'm a July baby, July 9th. I just had a birthday a month ago.
oh, you're a Cancer. Well,
Yes.
happy belated birthday.
Thank you,
Happy
beautiful.
belated
I
birthday.
appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm a sunny baby.
But
Thank you for
yeah,
that.
you're a summer baby. You're like, I can tell, like you're just, yeah, that's you have good energy. You
That's
do. You got good energy. But so who else have you worked with? I know that you mentioned Tank. I know you like Tank. I know you worked with Tank before. Did you work with him?
I have worked with
Yes.
Tank. I work with Brandy, which is
Okay.
it's funny
Shout out
because
to
those are
Brandy.
two people I was just very big fans of. So my introduction, I actually got to meet Tank through Jamie Foxx. I was playing the piano for Jamie Foxx. It's a long time ago, like 2006, at this thing called Laugh-A-Palooza. Jamie Foxx used to put on this comedy. You heard of it, yeah. And so I was there, and I was on the New Faces. They had a showcase called the New Faces, and I was a part of that. Jamie Foxx heard me playing the piano. I knew Jamie Foxx was in the Four Seasons, so it's kind of like a conference. So everybody's there, all big actors, comedians. Kevin Hart is the one who got me backstage, actually. Kevin wasn't big
Oh
yet.
my God.
Yeah, Kevin was somebody I used to know when I first moved to LA. I moved to LA in 04.
He's a Cancer.
He is
He's
a
a Cancer,
Cancer.
too.
He is a Cancer. Great guy. And we used to play ball against Kevin. So anyway, Kevin's there. I'm fast forwarding. Anyway, I see Jamie. I have on. So this is like an upscale. They're in the Four Seasons. Usher is there. Usher is there. All these people is there. Rodney Jerkins. So I got this little. It's like an upscale thing. I jump in and they had a grand piano. And I jump in there and I start playing. And the man tried to kick me out. So the little very snobbish girl's like, yes, sir, you have to leave, da, 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 da. Jamie Foxx stands up. He's way away. He says, hey, let him play or we all leave him. This is what Jamie Foxx says. So
Okay.
So he let me play, so I keep playing. I'm like, shoot, Jamie Foxx heard me, you know what I'm saying?
You are. He's
I'm
so
like,
over.
maybe I get on, I'm excited to be out there. And, I'm young, and so I'm just so excited to be around all these stars. And, so anyway, long story short, somebody come put their hand on my back. It's like, man, I like those church chords. I was like offended. I'm like, who's talking about church chords? Like I'm playing preacher songs or shout music. It was Jamie Foxx.
Oh, it was Jamie Foxx?
It was Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx. He walked all the way over to me and was telling me. So long story short, it was a compliment later on. I didn't know that. So the next day, they're having a show. They're not letting nobody backstage because whatever. So Kevin sees me. I said, man, I wish I could go back there. Kevin's like, you want to come back here? Come on. You come with me because he was performing on the show. I don't know if you ever saw it, but he had a lime green shirt on and he was performing. So he got me backstage. So I don't know if you know, Tank and Jamie are real tight. So Jamie sees me. Jamie's like, hey, can you give me a piano? I say, yeah. I had never been to Atlanta before. I don't know where to get a piano for. I don't even know why I said yes. I have no idea. They having a live tape, and this man asked me to get a piano. Where am I get a piano from? I aingot no money.
But you didn't want to say no. You can't say no.
I said yes. No. I don't know why I said yes. So I'm like, Nick, how am I get a piano? So I walk outside. It's like a pub, like a lounge. I walk in the lounge. Lo and behold, this white guy packing up his piano. He had just got through working with this band. I said, "Hey man, Jamie Foxx wants to use your piano." So
Right.
he's like, "You're lying." I was like, "I promise you, Jamie Foxx is across the street. He's looking for a piano. Will you let him use it?" He's like, "Will I get to meet him?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's your piano. Of course
Girl,
you get
your
to meet
piano,
him."
your piano.
He says, "Bet." He brings the piano over. They let me. I'm like, "Hey, Jamie going to meet da da da." So I get backstage again. I bring the piano. I'm like, "Here you go." Thinking Jamie's gonna play. He's like, "Cool. I want you to play for me and Tank. Me and Tank are gonna serenade the ladies, and you play for us." I was like, "You want me to play?" He's like, "You can play, can't you?" I was like, "Yeah, I can play." So
Yeah, always say yes.
yeah.
Keep saying yes.
So I'm playing. So Tank comes over. Tank's like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna be in E flat." And Tank started playing. So I'm like, "This is my first time meeting Tank." I'm like, "This Tank and Jamie." So he's like, "Yeah, put us in E flat." And he started playing. I'm like, "Man, I didn't know he was so cold." He was tight on the piano. So they go serenade the ladies. I'm playing, and that was it. So that night, I get Tank number. Tank like, "Yeah, hit me up, bro." This is before Tank got back on. This was in his low part where he was like, this was after Maybe I Deserve. This before he started hitting back. You remember
Right.
he kind of took a moment. He was just writing a lot. He was writing for a lot of
Yeah.
different artists, and he wasn't really
Yep.
pursuing his artistry as strong. So anyway, I got in touch with Tank, and actually, I was supposed to connect with Jamie that night, but Jamie's grandmother had passed that night. That night was his grandma who raised him passed, and he had to fly out, and it was a big thing. So I didn't get to connect with him no more, but I kept in touch with Tank. Tank brought me to the studio, showed me some stuff, and da 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 da. So that's how that story goes. So it's an amazing story, and I got another story like that with Brandy. But yeah, that's how that happened.
That's stuff. You know, a lot of people compare you to Jamie
I know
because of the acting and the comedy and the musicianship. So wow, what a perfect person
Yeah.
to meet. Did he have any influence? Did he influence you as
Yes.
you were
Those
coming
are
in?
Martin and Jamie
So
Foxx
for
are
you,
my
you were
two of
just
my main
like,
influences. Yeah.
oh my gosh, big stars in your eyes. Like,
Yeah.
sure I can do it. Whatever you need.
Yeah, it was ironic to meet somebody because you don't often meet people like that and then get to connect with them. You just I had a quick moment, and kept going. But I've had another two moments with Jamie. Another moment with Jamie because one of his close friends is Speedy, which is another comedian friend. Is one of the first people who gave me a job when I moved to LA. He gave me a comedy job. Yeah, and that's like Speedy and Jamie Foxx are like best friends. So
Meant to be.
yeah, it was meant to be around him. So I hope to still work with him. I definitely would love to do a movie with him or something like.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
that would be
that would be super.
yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So hopefully we get back around each other.
So well, then while we're on the topic, how did you meet Brandy then?
Brandy.
You mentioned
Okay.
Brandy.
So Brandy's.
Yeah, I want to hear this. I mean, you got more ears now.
There's stories that I love. So I love telling these stories because it's so fun to me. Because these are two people all those people I admired way before moving to LA. So the stories I have is with the people I really admire. So the story with Brandy is I'm traveling myself down to Detroit to do a film. My friend at the time was Brandon T. Jackson. Brandon T. Jackson is an actor and comedian who was in Big Mama's House 3. He starred with Martin. He was in Tropical Thunder with Ben Stiller. He was he's done some big movies.
Yeah.
So me and him was like the best of friends at this time. He got on. He was supposed to do this independent film called Forbidden Fruit. He was supposed to do a funny role. It's with what's her name from what's the girl? Anyway, you know her. Megan Good is in it.
Okay.
David. It's a lot of nice people in there. Long story short, he couldn't do the role. So he told the director to let me do it. But the director was like, you got to fly yourself out here, da, da, da. I get myself out to Detroit. I'm staying in this hotel with one of the producers. He got me in I'm like sleeping on the couch, right? So Tiny Liston, like Debo is there, like all of these actors. But this is an independent movie. I met Keith Sweat. Me and him got into it. That's a whole nother story. So anyway.
Keith Sweat? That's crazy.
So long story short, Ray J is there. Ray J and Brandy is there. Ray J hears me playing the piano again. Another piano story. It was a grand piano in the lobby. I'm playing it. Ray J comes down. Ray J is like, bro, you cold. Show me that. So Ray J asking me to show him stuff. He's like, hey, my sister's performing tomorrow. You want to go? I'm like, yeah, I would love to go. So I go to
Thanks,
hang.
Greg.
Huh?
I'm just responding to a comment. That's all. Thanks, Greg. Somebody said a comment. That was
Thank
nice.
you.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
She's sitting there asking, Brown Sweet is asking her, a suit is about asking her own questions. She's trying to interview me in the comments.
I know. No, and we're going to get to that, y'all. We're going to get to that.
We're going to answer those questions back. So long story
Absolutely.
short, because I can tell, I can talk. Ray J sees me. I get invited to the show with Brandy. Ray J is like, hey, bro, you dope. I'm like, bro, I live in LA. I'm just here doing this movie. He's like, bet, hit me up. I hit him up because I was going to tell you all what happened in the movie. I ended up not doing the movie, long story short. That's a whole nother conversation.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll skip over that.
The director was he just wasn't treating me right. So I go back to LA. Ray J says, hey man, come show me some piano stuff, da da da. Ray J at this time was staying with his sister, with Brandy. So when I come to the house, I'm at Brandy's house. Brandy's there like, oh, what's up? How you doing? Like, hey, Brandy. Brandy's super cool. So I kept going over there to the point where Ray J wouldn't even be there. It'd just be Brandy. Brandy let me in. She, it's like this whole community, Calabasas.
Yeah.
You go to the gate, da da da. So I get there, Brandy's just there. I'm like, oh, Ray not here? She's like, no, he'll be here. So it was cool. So then I got real cool with Brandy. So Brandy and them, she actually came to one of my shows, one of my stand-up comedy shows. And she ran up to me after my show, was like, you so funny, you should be on TV. I'm like, help me. So from there, she heard some of my production, me and my songwriting partner at the time. Her name's Kenya Ivy. She's a really dope singer, songwriter, producer. Brandy loved the music we were doing and recorded some stuff. It didn't make the album, but yeah, that's just how I work with Brandy.
It just, you were meant to do this. This is you're living your purpose.
Yes. Thank you. Mr. Norwood is great. Thank you.
Beautiful.
She's talking about Brandy's dad. He's like one of the nicest guys I've ever met.
Oh, it's outstanding vocal coach. Did I just see that right?
Yeah. Yeah. Brandy's dad is Ray J's and Brandy's vocal coach, and he was just such a nice guy, just like a heart of gold. Their mom is a tough cookie, but his dad is really nice.
Well, somebody's got to be the tough cookie. Somebody's got to do it.
Somebody got to do the tough job. She's definitely.
Are you the tough cookie in your household? Are you the tough cookie in your household?
No, I'm not.
You're the softie.
I'm softie for sure.
That's okay. That's all right. As long as it's balanced.
I feel like I'll have a good balance, though. I feel like I can't. Yeah. It's hard to run over me, but I am a great guy. But I don't think that I'm a pushover for sure. So I think I have a good balance. Yeah.
So I'm waiting to hear some of these questions. I know everybody wants to interview you. They're like sending these questions in, and so when's bro come back on? Go ahead. That's a question for you.
That's in September. Bro comes back on in September. The second half of the first season, yes. And she asked a question about a character. I'm trying to go up.
Trying to go up.
What up, Alvin? Oh, I forgot what. I guess I missed it. It's somewhere in here. Only believe. Yes. Doors open, Lisa. How did you get your bruh character? Oh, how did I get it? So from my sketches, Tyler Perry apparently saw one of my sketches and gave me an opportunity to audition for the show. So that. Did
you have to go to Atlanta for that?
No, I auditioned in LA with the casting director Kim Coleman, which is his main casting director that he used, and I made it past that round, and then I had 2 more rounds to go through, and I booked the character. He didn't give me the role. I had to earn it, just like everybody.
Do the work. You work for it.
I had to do the work. That's the thing. I had to do the work. So,
is the whole crew stupid gonna tour again?
I hope so. When the world opens back up.
Yeah.
Because people doing some comedy shows here and there, but it's really tough. And thank you for bringing my spirit. Yes, I've been very sad since last night and today. First of all, an amazing comedian passed away named Tyler Craig, who was such a great guy. He passed away last night. And then this morning, a friend of mine passed away. He was his whole family's a friend of mine. He's 23 years old, amazing basketball player. Lafayette Dorsey Jr. Passed away as well this morning, and so it was just a tough morning for me. I just started to get emotional, and I had to get myself together for this interview. But your smiling face has helped, so thank you for that.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm
Appreciate
so
it.
happy I can help.
Yes, baby.
Seriously.
Yes, rest in peace, Tyler Craig. So yeah, it was
Yes.
definitely it was a tough morning for me. Just emotional, emotional because life is very short, and
It is.
I just really encourage people to cherish every moment. I mean, I think that sometimes we don't cherish moments, and I want to live life empty. So when I die, people be like, man, he lived his life. He did all. You know what I mean? I want to die empty. So
Now you have your own. You have your own brand. Hold on. There was something I wanted to ask you about because I know that you're independent and you produce your own tours.
yes.
And yeah. And but what is it that you call your production?
Well, name of my production is Only Believe Entertainment. Only Believe Entertainment, and Only Believe is my motto. Only Believe.
Movies?
Huh?
You're gonna be doing movies under your
Yes.
production?
Feature films, television.
Hey, if you ever need some extras or something, or like a small role, somebody that comes in and
You
is
ask?
like, I do a lot of things.
I might have a role for you, like for real, for real.
Okay, let me know.
No, seriously, I'm for real. You fit
Okay,
the
let
look
know.
of a character I'm trying to cast for a series I'm creating. It's called Jack
Oh,
and Jill.
well, you have to tell me about the series some other time. We don't want to give it all away right
Yeah,
now.
no, for sure. I'm serious though. So if you're serious, let's.
No, I'm really serious. I mean, I just had to jump in there right quick.
That's what you should
um,
do. Exactly.
but I know we're gonna wrap it up in a couple minutes. But before we go, can you please play your piano for us?
Let me go play for you. Hold on. Huh?
Comedian Boogie B says you go hard in the court too, always.
Yes. That's my boy. Shout out to Boogie B.
So emotional. You gonna say something? Uh-oh. Hi.
The song I was playing last night was Stevie Wonder. Building my castle of love.
Yes, overjoyed.
Yes, my son. Just for two. Though you never knew you were my reason, the same has come from too far away.
Hey.
You to say come back some other day over dreams. It's a change.
I look at you. Overjoyed. So emotional. Yes. Yes. Love it.
Yes.
And that song, yo, I remember when see, that song's special. It's a deep one for me. You just hit a nerve.
Really?
Yeah, it was the time I was gonna get married, and I was gonna have that be my wedding song.
Oh.
That song's deep. It was good. I didn't get married.
It's not over yet.
Well, yeah, I mean, that situation. But no, but that song is touching though. I absolutely love that
That's one
song.
of my favorite. That one and I Never Dream You Leaving Somewhere.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I never dreamed to live in summer. I thought you would go, then come back home.
Mm-hmm.
I dreamed to live in summer.
Yeah.
Why didn't you stay?
Aww. Aww. And Jay Ali do the music together? Yeah, that would be a good idea. There's somebody saying for you and Jay Ali to do music together.
Thank you.
Who was that? I have to scroll. I caught it right at the end.
The no look play too. Boogie's funny. The no look. Yeah, I play. He's I'm not looking at the keys. I can play.
I know you don't have to look at the keys. You know how to play. You're trying to say you're not really playing. Oh my gosh. Well, I just want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to sit down and talk to me. And it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. You are, again, I knew that you were multifaceted and that you were talented, but you got a lot of depth. I can appreciate that. I'm sure your supporters can appreciate that too.
Thank you so much.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to leave you to your day. Have a beautiful one, have a blessed one. I'm glad that somehow I could have lifted your spirits a little bit for the day.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I hope that everybody stays safe. I need y'all to stay up, stay focused, stay blessed. All right?
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, beautiful. Have a good one.
Bye.
Peace.